Hello everyone, hope we are all doing well. So it's time to update our watch lists and also to add on new things to all new setups or new pairs to our watch list so that we can see how we can go throughout the week. So as usual, I'm going to do a top-down analysis. If you've been following along, we shall just be building on what we have been speaking about, the setups that have been on our watch list. We shall be replacing some, removing some, right? So I'm going to start with the DXY. Now, where's the DXY on my list here? So the DXY is here. I spoke about the DXY some time back. And the last time we spoke about it, the market had come back into this range here and we wanted it to come and tap inside this area. It missed it a bit by creating this double bottom here and then created a W. Now, you know the rules of a W. When the market creates a W, we come back and retest, then we push. It's what exactly the market did, and then we have broken above. And also, we said that we wanted it to come back and test these highs here. So it's what we are aiming at the price reaching to. But now, when you observe, I'm just going to clear this. This is in the previous video. Just look for the video I speak about DXY. Just type in DXY, you'll see it. I spoke about in that previous top-down breakdown, but now let's just update it. So we had this neckline here. Can see? Then also the market that retested here, the price that the turning point that gave us a retest was this turning point here. So I'm just going to mark it. So we shall just expect before the market continues to this highs here, of course, we shall expect the market to come back and give us a small pullback into this area before continuing. Now, remember I told you DXY measures the strength of the dollar, right? So now if the dollar is retracing, meaning that also other pairs will be retracing. For example, if the DXY is going down, meaning something like the Euro USD will also be going up, like it moves opposite. Why? Because the dollar is on the right-hand side here. So if the DXY is weak, it means also the dollar is weak. So if the dollar is weak in this case, it means Euro USD will be going up, right? The same applies if the DXY is going down, it means something like the GU will be going up, right? Because if the DXY is going up, it means something like GU will be going down. Now, the only thing that sometimes beats this is gold. Gold sometimes, because fundamentals affect it a lot. Why? Because it's a measure of wealth. Sometimes when there are insecurities, instabilities in the world, like wars and the rest, right? People tend to put their wealth, keep their money in gold terms, right? This has been there ever since the ancient days, right? So if you've been wondering why sometimes gold is moving the same direction with DXY, I've seen people asking that a lot online. It's because of that, right? So DXY, we expect something like this, then we can reach those highs, right? Now, let's check GU. It's done we looked at just recently when we're speaking about this M here. So we said that after the market creating this M, we're looking for a change of trend here, which indeed the market gave us. We're targeting this red level here. Just check the recent top-down analysis on GBPUSD, or we said also it can reach this neckline, this blue line. But what happened is the market went overboard and trapped a lot of people, right? Those people don't understand how markets move. People just mark levels and expect price to reach there, and then they take orders. You can see it really affected them. So that's why I overemphasize the importance of change of trend. So we said we're looking for a change of trend. So it happened around here, and those who were targeting this red area obtained it. Those who were targeting the blue level, we reached there. But due to news, the price went a bit more than that, right? It even created for us a bit of false breakouts of these areas here. False breakout, and we came back down to make a lower high, and we started trending lower. So this is a lower low, lower high, lower low. Now, this is the past. Now, what do we observe? Since we're expecting the DXY, I've just cleared that. Since we're expecting the DXY to give us a slight retracement, meaning it will weaken a bit before going up. It means also we shall expect the GBPUSD to a bit go up before continuing lower, if it is to continue lower. Now, what do we observe here? We do observe that the market created for us this turning point here. We came and retested. Which area retested? It was this high here. You can see here. And then we had a false breakout here. The market again broke above. Then you can see this clearly. This area came and reacted here, tested here, and then we came again, reacted into this area before finally breaking. So it means that now, since we have broken below this area here, we shall be looking at retesting those broken levels. So I'm just going to bring back this level here and adjust it. So we have this area here that gave us the false breakout I spoke about. We have an M. Then the market broke above, then broke down, meaning this area here is virgin, right? So it's done we are going to be focusing on. So I'm just going to make my chart clean. So the first threat we shall be having is this highest point of the market created. So we want to see as the DXY is, remember the DXY has something like this. So we are saying we expect the DXY to come and test somewhere before continuing. So as the DXY is doing this, we also expect GU to do this, something like this, right? It's the same movement like this, DXY, GU like this. So remember GU and EU, that's GBPUSD and Euro USD almost have the same structure. So I'm just going to talk about this, right? So we have that. Now this is the daily. Also, if you want to do a swing, now swing, remember we spoke about this W here, just in the previous one, we spoke about this W. So want the market to come and test in the neckline, this neckline area here. You can see it's properly aligning with this. So that's why I started from the daily time frame, because the structure in weekly is still the same. We want this neckline here to be tested. That's why I started from the daily, because we just spoke about it a few days ago. So daily, if the price can give us a change of trend again, and then we test there. Now let's check the time frame I love using for change of trend. I'm just going to adjust this. I love using H4 because it saves a lot of noise for me. Now H4 is a bit very clear. H4, we have a market creating a low, lower high, low, lower high. So here you see the market is it's starting to stall. In case it can give us a change of trend, shifting from making lows and lower highs, then we can target this area here. Then as the market is going up, use this movement upwards, as it is trending upwards, to use it to get us a change of trend downwards. Please, when the market doesn't change trend, you leave it. Some of you, your fingers and hands itch, right? You always want to be pressing things. Yeah? That's why you're losing money. And you start saying that, I do analysis very well, but it does not work out. It's because your hands are itching. Your hands should, you should teach your hands to wait for exactly what you're looking out for, right? If your rules don't appear, don't trade. You should learn also to just look at your money. If you have your few dollars on your account, learn to also just appreciate looking at it and seeing it there and doing nothing in case there's something that you can't risk on, right? You should not just risk recklessly. You should risk whereby it's worth it, right? So if there's a change of trend, we are targeting this area here. When it reaches that area, if there's a change of trend also, we shall use that same movement. And when the market changes trend, then we shall be targeting this area here because it's aligning with the weekly neckline, right? Then another that we spoke about was USDCAD. So these are the same levels that we still have on USDCAD. You guys recall very well. We talked about it also pushing to this green level here. There's a change of trend here. There's a change of trend here. Then there's also, we said that if it breaks above here, we shall be targeting these levels here. So when we break above, we said we shall be targeting the red level. Let me just push this area here, right? So you can see why I have many levels here is because I've been following it up. I didn't trade it personally. USDCAD, I did not trade it because I was trading CAD JPY. So I didn't want to have very many trades, right, on some particular account. So I did not trade this, but I was following it up for those who were trading it and were closely monitoring it. Now, this trade, it has not yet reached our destination, but it has so far moved down. You can see it's not moving in a straight line. Most of us think trades move in a straight line. So let's try to also update it because we are still interested in it reaching where we want it to go there, up. So we spoke about this high here, right? This high, right? So the market came, touched it, but in the process, you can clearly observe that the market created an M here, right? Which is now acting as a threat. You see, the price came back and it tried to reject it. And which is a bit hindering us from reaching this high here, right? What the high that we marked. So since this is why I'm starting from daily is because the weekly levels are still the same. If you guys recall, these levels are still the same. So we have a W, we have touched the neckline. So we need at least to stretch a little bit higher into this high here, right? Into this high, right? I can just put a line here, which we can target. It's the same. You can check in the top-down analysis we did previously. So I'm just updating on it so that you can update your watch list also. The levels are almost still similar, but some structures have developed. So we do have this resistance here, this resistance here, this resistance. You can see then price closed above. So in the process of giving us this weekly test, we have a threat of this area here. Let me just clear this. We have a threat of this hidden structure here that is holding price. So there are two ways you can approach this. Let me just show you. Some people may not see that structure. There are two ways to approach this. So either you wait for the price to break above this area here, so that we can have a price that has made this resistance, because right now it's resistance. If it can turn this resistance to support, then you look for a trade when it is giving us a weak retracement to continue higher into the target that we want it to reach. We want it to reach this area here. Want it to reach this area here, right? Or even if you want to make it closer, you can also mark this one here. This one. Want it to reach these areas. Sorry. Want it to reach these areas here. So if it breaks above here, don't trade when the price is close to resistance like this, right? So when you go to H4, you can just adjust it. Now, when you come to H4 here, you can see that the momentum upwards is still weak, right? So it's better you first hold on until the price gives us a push above that area. So in case you're not in, let me just adjust this here. So in case you're not yet in USDCAD, it's better you first wait for it to turn this resistance here, which is holding it. Because if you enter here, it may reach this resistance entry, breaks lower, and then continues lower. So what we want to do, what we want to see for USDCAD, this is just an addition to the previous analysis. We want it to break above here. Then on a week retest, the market can push into this level here. Guys, remember that the break has to be good. For example, this is not a good break. Most of you just want to see a candle closing. This is not a good break of this turning point. You see? And also consider the proper break and also a proper momentum, right? I've taught you guys about break and retest. I've taught you guys about momentum. I've given you several examples of momentum. For example, you can see the momentum going upwards is still struggling. You can see this is one seller is holding all these guys of buyers here. So we want to see at least a strong momentum giving us a breakdown, and we see sellers also struggling. That shows us that the energy of ABC is stronger or weaker than the energy of the other. So if you see a strong sell candle compared to the buyers, it means that sellers are stronger. If you see a strong buy candle compared to the sell candles, it means that those ones are stronger, right? So we want to see that strong, want to see the buyers gaining momentum. Right now, we don't see them having that a lot of energy, right? Why? Because USDCAD, we're saying USDCAD wanted to buy, but we again said that DXY should first retest before it gaining strength. So maybe that's why it is still stalling here. So we want it to go up to break here before doing this, and then we can be targeting this. For those who did not trade it from last week from down here, because we spoke about it from down this side, right? We had a change of trend around here, just like how I've showed you. We had this area, we had this area here. So there were two places you could take from here or above here to take your trade to that level, for those who were trading level per level, like we explained. Now, also in this case, wait for the market to first break above here, then we can take that trade. In case it breaks above there, we have just a slight level above that you can do with intraday from here to here, right? So those who trade USDCAD, that's what you can be looking out for. Then let's also talk about gold. Now, we spoke about gold, and our target was this one here. We had some H4 levels that we had marked, and I told you guys to focus on them, though the price went and gave us a false breakout on one of those levels. So we're ranging into this area here. Then the market trapped people, just like how I emphasized that we had this another block that we marked here. I slightly changed this slab because I drew it in a bigger time frame. That's why it's big. But in the previous video, you see that I drew this order block here, how you guys call it. I normally call it a foreign body. So the price was ranging here, 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 here. So the price came tapped into this area here, then made a false breakout, right? But it hit this area here. So now what next for those who trade gold? So I'm just going to clear this. Allow me to clear this, right? So what next for those who trade gold? I'm not going to do the whole thing, because the whole top-down analysis, because it's still the same. The impulse of weekly is still the same. So I'm just going to do from daily, right? So daily, we say that we have this foreign body here that is still holding price as support. Now, if price breaks that area, you remember our level, we have been having the same area here, right? That could, then intraday, you can add also this high here. You can act as your levels, because you can trade from here to here and from here to here, right? So remember when the market changed trend, we spoke about this move down, we're focusing on this, right? So we had a level here, which was this one. So the market broke below this area here to make it bearish. And so from now onward, from this point onwards, we're looking at lows. So it since has broken this level, now we're marking lows. So we can also mark this low here, right? So why are we marking this? Why am I talking of this area? Because the market created a high, higher low, high, higher low, tested this area. Then higher high, higher low, higher high. So instead of the market testing it to continue higher, what it instead did is it came, broke it, never retested, and then also broke this last significant higher low, making it now bearish. I explained that in the previous breakdown, right? So from it breaking this, it means that from here onwards, we are now going to be marking significant lows. So we have a low, lower high, equal lows, equal highs, and then the market came back into this area here that it had broken. Then now we're again broken. So again, we're testing this point here. Now, what we observe here, we observe that the market, it hit this level. Remember, it was the target we're focusing on. So it has made slightly of a higher low. Now, if the market closes above this area here, it did close. Now, what we're going to do is to switch to the entry time frame to observe if there's any level that could make the market come back inside this level, because we had a false breakout up here. So when you switch to H4, I'm just going to adjust for you so that you can observe the false breakout I'm talking about. If you adjust here like this, you'll observe this is the false breakout I'm talking about. So we shall want the market to come back and test this area here. But also in the process, I'm just going to show you also this area here, the same area that we marked last time in the previous video. You can see the market reacted here. So also this level will need to be tested. Now, we want in a small time frame the market to give us a proper close. This is not a proper close. This is not a proper close, right? So we want the market to give us a proper close, then you can take your trade. If you don't trade, if you trade using momentum, but if you trade break and retest, the rules of it breaking, then giving us a weak retest, we also want to see that happening before you can target this area here. Now, we don't see any of those happening yet. So either we want to see the market coming back down into this area here, whereby some of you call it imbalance. For us, we shall just be looking at as the market has given us a strong push above with the hidden structure here. These are hidden structures. If you go to line chart, you can just observe that we have some hidden structures here. Let me just show you in the line chart. We have some hidden structures here. You can see actually it will look like a W, right? When I put there my cursor, you can see it here. You see? So we want the market to come back into that area. Let me just go back to candles. If price can stretch a little bit into this area here or slightly into these hidden structures, then you can look for a trade to come back into this level. Now, when we break above with a proper candle, and then we can be targeting this level here for intraday, right? Now, if the market again also breaks that level there, then we shall be, you can be targeting this false breakout area, this area here that gave us a false breakout, right? Then also up here, we have a level that the price did not test after breaking this area here. We also marked it in the previous video. The levels are still the same. That's why I didn't do a complete top-down analysis. The levels are still the same. So what we have just done is to go a little bit into lower timeframes. Now, if in case the market is aggressive, sometimes the market may not want to go and test those levels immediately because they know most of you are waiting for that, most of us, the retailers. So what they can do is they can decide to even first go down to test this level. So in case that happens, it means that there will be a breakdown. The moment there's a breakdown of this level on a weekly test, we shall be targeting this black line first. It is the high, right? When this one is broken, then we shall be targeting the blue level. But what we are focusing on is the close. How is the market closing? How is it breaking and retesting? There are two ways. If the market closes with a proper momentum candle, you can take it without waiting for a retest. If the break is not a proper momentum candle, then you need to wait for the rules, the break, then a weak retest that we spoke about. First, there has to be a strong momentum break, then a weak momentum break. This one doesn't matter if the candle is a strong one, as long as the momentum is there. It can be more than one candle like that. Then we have a weak retest. So we drop to smaller time frames, then you can clearly observe a trend, and then you look for change of trend, and you can take your trade. Those are the two ways you can trade when the market is to break levels, right? So that is it. And Personally, I'll be watching gold because I want to trade it on my watch list. Then also I have others that are on my watch list, but I'll be sharing them on this. The team will be sharing them on the social media so that we can trade them together. So if there's a pair that you want us to share our view on, so that you can compare with your analysis, kindly drop it in the comment section so that we can share it on our social media. Do not forget to follow us on all our social media handles, Facebook, TikTok, and Twitter. We share there a lot of value that could help you shorten the journey to consistency. Have a great week ahead.